Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which says SQ present and
Yeah, right.
all right. So
So, wait a
let's
moment, sir. Is this our YouTube channel?
hold on.
Yes, sir.
This is SQ present. Okay, so let's make a start. Hi guys, this is Gaurav Rajvanshi and I'm here and thanks to SQ for inviting me to share some ideas around how we can unlock business agility with individual agility. So we look into the idea of business agility and then we will go from there to see how an individual in your team, in your organization can impact, influence, and drive the business agility. So here's a quote from Dean Liffingwell, creator of SAFe, a scaled agile framework for enterprise. And what he said, to thrive in the digital age, you need business agility. This new way of working requires new mindset, values, principle, and practices. That's what we are saying is business agility. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Before anything else, I would like to give a quick introduction about myself so that you know to whom you are talking. My name is Gaurav Rajvanshi, and I live in London with my family, my wife, my daughter, who was home educated for a very long time and ended up being on the Voice Kid show. So I'm very proud to show this picture. I'm also represent a company called Advanced Agility, but right now here today in front of you, I am talking for AceCube. I'm an SPCT candidate. That means I know a little bit about scaled agile framework and business agility, and I can trained safe practice consultant working with another SPCTs. These are some of the client I've worked with in past that give me a bit of confidence and give me some stories to tell you. And I believe in continuously investing in myself. So here are a few certifications that I've attained in past few years. And when I'm not doing all that, I love reading, listening to the music. Right now, I'm challenging myself to learn swimming, which is a scary thing for me, but I'm trying that. I love singing as well. And when I'm not doing all these things, then I try to film or shoot some videos for my daughter's music. You can find all those on YouTube, on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere. And if I got some more time, I'll try to meditate. Here's a picture I'm so proud to share, which I clicked with Dean, the amazing person and a smart man who has created this scaled agile framework. I got this amazing opportunity to learn from him during my immersion week as an SPCT candidate in Denver, in US. So this is from April 2023. Oh, I feel so happy when I see this picture. So I am kind of excited to show it to all of you as well. All right, let's move on. We are talking about business agility, but before even we go there, let's look at SAFe 6.0. SAFe is a framework which help us, which allow us to achieve business agility. So everything we do in this framework is to achieve business agility. And today I'm here to talk about business agility. Your journey to achieve business agility can become a lot easier, less frictions, if you can take a reference and help of a framework like scaled agile framework. I'm not saying without it you cannot achieve business agility. You can, but the road might be a little bit more bumpy and there will be a lot of twist and turn and it can take a lot more time. So everything I'll talk about today around business agility will be around the SAFe framework. A lot of inspiration taken from there. These pictures and slide I'm showing you, this is all official material from the scaled agile framework, apart from a couple of slides added by me. Okay, so what is business agility? The business agility is your ability to respond back to the changing market and accordingly change your product line, how you are providing your product and services to the customer, how can you use that information in your favor as a business, And what Scaled Agile recommend to achieve business agility, you should start thinking about something called business agility value stream, where you have some steps, and I'll go through these steps one by one now. The first one is to sense the opportunity. What exactly is the opportunity in the market? You should be able to sense that opportunity. And then based on that, you may be funding the MVP, a minimum viable product, because that sense of opportunity may or may not be correct. You don't want to invest a lot of money without knowing where exactly you stand. So investing into a minimum viable product is a good idea. Then when you do that, is make all sense to organize around value. You change the structure of your organization, maybe in a virtual way as well, so that your people are organized around how the value is flowing in the organization, and not organized in a way that traditionally all these departments and these teams exist. Then the next step is you are able to connect to the customer. You understand who is your customer, what is their personas, how they are interacting with your product and services, and then delivering those MVP to your customer, which you have designed. Then you experiment with it. When you deliver these MVP with the customer, then the next step is either you persevere. If you feel like it's working for you, is you persevere. And if not, you try to pivot without any mercy or guilt. And then continuously deliver value to your customer using the concept like agile release train and delivery pipeline. I'm not going to talk in detail about that in this webinar, but this is something that you can learn from the scaledagileFramework.com, or you can come to any of our courses where we teach about these concepts in a lot of detail. And then learn and adapt. Learn from what you have delivered and adapt your approach from that. So this is the way you can try achieving business agility in your organization. I'll repeat all the steps quickly. In the modern world, if you want to achieve business agility, if you want to produce the product and services quicker, faster, in less time, in a more efficient way, and you want to deliver them to your customer and continuously update yourself, show the agility in your strategy, in your overall way of working, then we at the Scaled Agile framework represent these steps. We call it business agility value stream. You sense the opportunity, fund your value stream, organize your team around the flow of value, connect to the customer, deliver MVP, pivot or preserve, and then continuously deliver this value while learning and adapting. These are some steps you can follow to achieve the business agility. I think someone like to go on mute. All right, let's move on. So that's how you learn and adapt. Now, here is an important thing. While you are trying to achieve the business agility, it's very important that you continuously measure. And what are the things you would like to measure? You would like to measure your competency, your skill set, your behavior, your action. Do you have the competency to achieve or attain this business agility? You would like to measure that. You would also like to measure, are you producing the right stuff for your customer? Are you doing the right thing for your customer? Are you producing the right outcome for your customer? And then you like to measure flow, how efficiently you are producing what you're supposed to produce. So when you are trying to achieve business agility, three things you would like to continuously measure: your competency, your outcome, and your flow. All right, let's move on. But that was business agility, and we talked about it. What about individual agility and how that plays a role while you're trying to achieve business agility? Let's jump a little bit into that. So if I'll say to you, it's all about the mindset at core of it. When it comes to the individual agility, it's all about the mindset, how people think, how people behave, how they perceive things around them, how they make decisions. That is the mindset, which is driven by values as well. So SAFe framework talks about safe, lean, agile mindset. What is this? It says that you have lean thinking ways. And what are lean thinkings? There are some certain principle of lean thinking which are in front of you. It says precisely specify value by product, identify the value stream for each product, make value flow in your organization without any interruption, let the customer pull the value from producer, and then pursue perfection. These are lean thinking steps. If you have this lean thinking with you, and then you are also believe in these agile values, where we say that individuals and interaction have more value than process and tools. Working software have more value than comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration has more value than contract negotiation. And responding to change has more value than following a plan. A combination of lean thinking and agile values help you create a lean agile mindset. And that is very, very important for you to exhibit individual agility in your work, which can help a lot for your organization to achieve business agility. What else? What else you need to know to achieve individual agility? SAFe talks about 4 core values. As an individual, and maybe as a team as well, and maybe as a team as well, is very important that you understand these value and you comply to these value, you believe in these value. These 4 values are alignment, where you align with each other as much as possible so that you speak the common language. You're continuously checking with each other about the shared understanding. And not only with each other, you are continuously understanding what your customer want. And then you have trust in the organization. Someone again need to go on mute, please. Okay. All right. So I was talking about SAFe core values. Yeah, alignment, transparency, respect for people, and relentless improvement. These are the core value. You continuously align with each other, create the culture of transparency in the organization. You have respect for people around you. Doesn't matter which time zone they belong to, what is their level in the hierarchy, how senior or junior they are, and you are continuously improving, relentlessly improving, because if you want, somebody else out there in the market will improve and they can put you out of the business. Okay, so that's about the mindset thing. Now, when we talk about individuals, even our leaderships are made out of a lot of individuals working together in group. So why not we just touch upon this idea of leadership first before we go into the team level or the middle management level? Remember, we are here to talk about business agility. So we are trying to explore how this organization level agility or business agility we can attain with the power of individual agility. So we have gone through some of the principle of business agility, some of the ideas around business agility value stream. Now we are looking at the individual level. We have talked about mindset a few minutes back, and we are touching upon the idea of how leadership can also help achieving the business agility. Whatever we talked about till now, this cannot happen without lean agile leadership. This is the foundation of SAFe and business agility value stream. As on your screen, you can see, if you want to attain this business agility, you go through these steps, is backed up by lean agile leadership. Why? Because without leaders, the change won't happen in the organization. People can try a little bit in their own area, but you cannot create the cultural change. You cannot create a psychologically safe environment where people are ready to try new things, adapt to new ways of working, if they don't have support from the leadership. And one of the key role as an individual, which is part of the leadership, is safe practice consultant. We also call them SPCs. And what they do, they embody a lean agile mindset, and they kind of spread that mindset and help people adopting that mindset in the organization. They also help organization while they are leading the change to understand what the change is to help them embrace the change. They will help the organization implementing or rolling out the new ways of working and new framework. In this case, I'm talking about SAFe. They coach people around the idea of flow, how flow of work flows into the organization. What is the meaning of flow? How the value flows in the organization. And while doing all this, they basically help in accelerating the business agility for the organization. So it's a very important leadership role. And these SPCs need to adapt to the lean agile mindset and agile core values and SAFe core values to deliver these responsibility. There's another role at the mid-management level, which help or influence achieving the business agility role. We call it Scrum Master or Team Coach, depending upon the hierarchy and the kind of structure you have in your organization. And a Scrum Master helps in team level event like iteration execution, improving the flow within the team, representing the team into the PI planning kind of event, where one team participate with the bigger team. That's where it helps. It helps improving the art performance, and they also continuously work towards building high performance team. Now you might be thinking, what is an art? Art stands for Agile Release Train, which is basically a team of multiple agile teams. So a Scrum Master or a team coach works at the team level, and they help organizations achieving agility by participating in bigger agility planning and events as well. All right, let's move on. So we talked about two roles now, SPCs and Scrum Master / team coach. These individuals are really, really important, and they exhibiting agility in their ways of working is so important for your organization to achieve business agility. Are they only roles? No. There are many other individual roles in the organization who are responsible or who can influence or who can drive your organization to achieve business agility. And that's what we are talking about today in this webinar. What are these other roles? Epic owners, enterprise architects, solution train engineers, business owners, product managers, release train engineer. That's a very important role. We run a 3-day course, especially for release train engineer, because you need to go deeper to understand this role. System architect, product owner, and all these people come together in one or other way to make either agile teams or team of multiple agile teams. I'm not going to go through each one of these roles and responsibilities, but what you can do is you can go to scaleagileframework.com and click on these, and then you can read about it. You will see these responsibility wheels on the scaleagileframework.com, and you can read more about it. If you really want to get deeper into any role, the best way is to attend a course like Ace Cube runs SAFe Product Owner, Product Manager, and they also run courses like SAFe Release Train Engineer, SAFe Product Owner, Product Manager, I already talked about. They run courses like SAFe Certified Scrum Master, SAFe Certified Advanced Scrum Master. If you want to know the overall overview of all these courses, you can come on the courses like Leading SAFe. That's how you can upgrade yourself. That's how you can understand that what you need to do as an individual to exhibit agility, which can help your organization achieving business level agility. So I was saying, these individual people at the core level, they come together to make agile teams. These agile teams, around about 10 people, along with a Scrum Master and Product Owner, they are the one who continuously deliver value by converting the idea into tangible product or services. So they are the one who produce the smallest unit of value for customer at the team level. But that's not enough in today's world. Multiple of these teams need to come together, and that's what we call agile release train in scaled agile work. When you have 5 to 12 agile teams working together, we call it agile release train. Why we call it release train? It's a train, if you think of the analogy of train, it's a train which is continuously running on the track, delivering value on each platform. So it stops after a while, take a pause, deliver value, and then move on. That's why we call it agile release train. It can consist of so many agile teams, 5 to 12 teams, and few other roles. So That means agile release train also deliver value, but is more like an abstract concept built over multiple agile teams. The actual work of converting each idea into tangible product, or taking a user story, if I'll use that analogy of user story, and delivering the user story in terms of functionality, that is done by team member of agile teams. Now, at the train level, these individual, which I was talking about earlier, system architect, solution architect, product manager, and solution managers, they need to collaborate with each other. So we started talking about business level agility, then we talked about mindset, and then we dive deeper into individual roles and how they need to deliver their responsibilities and how they need to exhibit agility. It doesn't stop there. It goes beyond that. These people, these individuals, especially these 4 content authority role, is very important they do the right collaboration with other roles. And that's what is mentioned in this picture. Again, if you want to know more about how a system architect, solution architect, product manager, and solution manager interact with other roles like RTE, product owners, shared services, system team, how they interact with each other, what kind of conversation happens. You can go to scaledagileparadigm.com, or you can come to any of the role specific course, a 2-day, 3-day course where we teach in detail and help you understanding these role in detail. Okay, now, all right, these people are working together. They have team and they have teams of team, and they are delivering their responsibility, and they are helping achieving the business agility. It's very important for all of them to understand the idea of flow. Scaled Agile is quite heavily relying on the idea of Scaled Agile framework for enterprise, quite heavily relying on the idea of flow. It's a flow-based framework where the value continuously flows from trigger to the point where customer consume it, from idea to implementation, from concept to cash, whatever way you want to think. And to accelerate the flow in your organization, which means showing the agility in your work, there are 8 flow accelerator recommended by Scaled Agile, which are in front of you. You always visualize your work and limit the work in progress at one point of time. So stop starting and start finishing. Don't just keep on starting a new work without finishing what you already started. Address bottlenecks. So wherever there are bottlenecks, that means the flow is interrupted. You don't want that. You want these bottlenecks to be removed so that the flow of value can be uninterrupted. Try to understand how much handoff you are doing and how many dependencies are around each kind of work. And then you try to minimize those handoffs, those dependencies. The next one is get faster feedback. What will happen if you get faster feedback? If you get faster feedback, you learn faster. If you learn faster, you surface your problem up faster. And if you surface your problem up faster, you get more time to fix it. So why not you get faster feedback? Work in smaller batches. That's very important. If you try to do so much at the same time, the variability of things going wrong is much higher. When you work on small batches, you stay in control. Your predictability goes high, your variability goes down. So it's very important that you seek opportunity and exploit the opportunities to work in smaller batches wherever possible in your organization. And reduce queue length. Nobody likes long queues, because long queues create frustration, delays, and then people burn out to bring the queues down. So try not to work on the long queues. If you limit the work in progress, that's a way to avoid the long queues, which is accelerator number 1. But keep in mind, whenever you are trying to establish the flow and accelerate the flow in your organization, reduce queue length. 2 other things I'll quickly touch upon. Optimize the time in zone. When people are working, are they actually working? Do they have enough focus? Are you creating the culture and the environment where people can distraction-free focus on something and be in the zone? This is a topic very close to my heart, and I'm planning to do a webinar on this as well, how to be in the zone, how to be productive. So if you want to know more about it, you can leave a comment here. And if you are watching it live on YouTube, you can put into comment. And if I'll see enough interest in people, maybe I'll run a webinar on how to be in the zone when you're doing your work. And last but not the least is remediate legacy policies and practice, because they cannot exist in harmony with modern ways of doing things and modern practices. So wherever you see a legacy policy or legacy practice, do something about it. Transform it into the new one. And that's how you accelerate the flow in your organization. All right. So now these teams I was talking about, these individuals trying to convert the requirement, the ideas, the trigger point into values and deliver to customer. How do they work? There are two framework recommended by Scaled Agile Framework for these individual coming together, working as a team. One of the framework is Kanban, where you pick up the work, plan your work, and visualize the work while you're trying to deliver it while continuously syncing within the team. And then at the end of the cycle, whatever is that cadence, you do demos and you produce a valuable increment for the customer and demonstrate that to your customer, to your stakeholder, and learn from it, and then apply that learning back, continue this cycle. Or you can work in something called Scrum, which I think many of you already know what is Scrum. But if you don't know, it's a time box based framework where you commit to do some work for, let's say, 2 weeks of time, and you work continuously to deliver value within those 2 weeks. So what is that work? Those work we call user stories, which is basically users' interpretation of the requirement. You are thinking in terms of user voice while capturing the requirement. Pick up those stories, plan that for 2 weeks, commit to a subset of all the user story you have, and continuously work on that for 2 weeks while syncing regularly with the team member and coming up with a new increment of product, doing a review of what you have done, doing a retrospective around how you have done, demonstrating your work, not only your team's work, but the work of other teams integrated with you. It's a detailed topic. I can talk about it for a whole day, but very, very quickly in few lines, I've explained to you. So team have a choice. Either they can work in Kanban, where there are no time boxes, a continuous flow, just-in-time prioritization, just-in-time planning happening as required, or Scrum, which is time box based. Every 2 weeks, you do planning, retrospective, reviews, or refinement of the work, and then commit to that work for 2 weeks. Then you go somewhere and do the work without all the distraction coming from all around, and then continue delivering it again and again. While you are doing all that, is important that you build the quality in your work. Without quality, you will not be able to satisfy your customer. It doesn't matter what framework, what approach, what mindset you are working with. So it's very important that you follow quality practices. Now, depending upon your domain, your quality practices can be different. But Scale Agile recommends there are certain basic quality practices, irrespective of your domain. You can tap into those quality practices. And what are those? Shift learning left. Try to do the learning a bit earlier. Try to do the review a bit earlier so that you can surface the problem a bit earlier and then do something about it in case there are any issues. To pairing and peer review, have collective ownership of work. Try to make your team cross-functional. Go from I type to T type to E type people. Now, what is this? I'll not be able to tell you right now, but you can do a quick Google search. What is I type people and T type people or E type people? And if you didn't find anything, please feel free to put a comment, and I'll try to maybe run a webinar, especially on that topic. Have the collective understanding of your artifacts which you are producing and what is the definition of done for you. When will you say the work is done? Why you are doing it? To avoid ambiguity. And then automate as much as you can. Remember a few minutes back, I was talking about working in the small batches and reducing the queue length. That can happen only if you leverage the power of automation. When you automate, you are able to repeat certain tasks regularly without thinking about the increasing cost if you have to do the same thing again and again. And that allows you to put better quality practices by running your regression test, your acceptance test continuously on some server. Otherwise, you like to create a big batch of the delivery or deliverables and then do a testing at the end of 3 months or 6 months, and boom, things go wrong. And then you get into the all chaotic situations. So these are some quality practice. Doesn't matter which domain you are, business, IT, cyber physical, a combination of hardware, software, all these quality practices are applicable for you. One more time, let's go back to the idea of business agility value stream. And we said at that time that you should measure your competency, your flow, and your outcome. So now let's quickly look at what is outcome and what is flow. Your outcome is, are you producing the right thing for the customer? How can you measure it? You can measure with the tools like KPIs, OKRs, your PI objective, what you're going to deliver in one PI to your customer. At the team level, iteration goals, and how is your employee engagement? These are some key metrics that you can use to measure the outcome, to check if you are producing the right thing. And when it comes to measuring the flow, when it comes to measuring the efficiency of your team, how efficiently they are delivering, are they producing the right thing in the right way? Then you have these metrics, these tools which you can use. Let me quickly show you each one of them without going into the detail. Flow distribution. It tells you at any point of time, what is the different kind of work in your stream, in your system, in your value stream, in your continuous delivery pipeline. So in this case, you see there are 3 types of work: features, enablers, and maintenance. What is the velocity of you delivering the value to the customer? They basically measure the number of completed work item over a period of time. That's your velocity. How much you're delivering in 2 weeks, how much you're delivering in 1 quarter. That's your velocity. Flow time, each item, how much time it take from start to completion. That's your flow time. And you can see on this that some of the item taking 25 days maximum, and few items are just taking 10 days as well. So it tells you how much time from start to end, the elapsed time each item takes, or a given work item or a group of item takes. Then you have flow load. How many items are currently in your system in a particular state, in progress, in analysis, in design, in review? What is the load in each state? What is the load in your system? That's your flow load. And then you have flow efficiency here. What is your percentage complete and accurate? How much time you're spending in actual working on item, and how much time you are spending in waiting or handovers from one step to another step, and how much time the work has to be done again, where one person has done the work and handed over to the next one, and the next person realizes in your team that the work is not correct, and they end up sending it back to the previous person, and the rework happen again and again. That's your flow efficiency. How predictable your teams are. Are they actually delivering what they are saying they will deliver? There are techniques for that. We teach all these techniques in courses like Leading Safe, in Product Owner, Product Manager, or Implementing Safe. In most of the courses, we touch upon this idea of predictability. How can we make our team more predictable? So if you follow all these tools, these individuals working together in teams to achieve the business agility were able to influence the business agility in certain way and do their bit to introduce the business agility or attain the business agility, and they are able to increase the flow. And remember, when the flow accelerate, it helps you becoming more agile, exhibit more agility. There's another last bonus tool I want to give you before ending this webinar is effort impact metrics. Whenever you have a choice, what do you want to pick up, and you want to show agility in your pursuit of picking up the next work item, this is an amazing technique that can help you. Always pick up items which are low effort but high value. Those are the items, those are the quick wins which you should pick up first. All right. I can talk about this in more detail, but that's for now. I really enjoyed showing this stuff and sharing the idea of unlocking business agility with the power of individual agility. We have taken a lot of reference from the recommendations and tools and techniques and practice and principle from Scaled Agile framework. Uh, I believe in this framework a lot of inspiration to take. It is the most comprehensive learning material or framework available for free online. If I want to read about anything around business agility, I can just go to Scaled Agile framework and click on different areas and learn more about it. So people who are on the webinar right now and people who are watching it on YouTube or who will be watching it later, if you are somewhere on this journey to achieve business agility or individual agility or somewhere in the middle, or you're trying to do certain things for your organization, hopefully this was of some value for you. You can continue your learning journey by going to scaleagileframework.com and learn about this concept, or come to AceCube and they run amazing courses on Scaled Agile framework, overall overview of the framework, or the Scaled Agile framework related role like Safe Scrum Master, Safe Product Owner, Product Manager, Release Train Engineer, and lot of sort of things. They also work in the area of consulting other organization and helping other organization rolling out Safe. So it was my pleasure. Thank you, SQ, for inviting me and sharing few ideas around unlocking business agility with individual agility. Because we run over time, I may not be able to take questions today. However, I can see some people have added the questions. So team will reach out to you guys to provide the response to your questions. If you want to know more, please feel free to either send your comments on AceCube social media pages. And this is going live on my YouTube channel as well. My name is Gaurav Rajvanshi. You can comment on the YouTube channel if anything doesn't make sense to you. If anything you want to know more, if you want to challenge any thought, we welcome that. We all are learning. So I'll be wrong if I'll say we know everything about business agility. We are learning, we are trying, we are failing, and we are failing fast forward. So I'll wish you all the best in your journey in learning all this stuff. Keep learning, keep upgrading yourself. Thank you so much.